I'm Jess, and today's video is part 3 of the Leanne pattern tutorial. So you should have all your prep work done from part 1 and 2, and today we're going to be at the sewing machine for a little bit. I'm going to show you 2 different magnetic snap styles and how to install them. So let's dive into the tutorial. Start by taking piece B and mark the right side center. Then measure in according to the pattern from the right side and mark a vertical line with a removable pen or chalk. Then you'll measure away from each side of the center and mark along the vertical line. These intersecting marks will be the placement for the female half of each magnetic snap. If you're using magnetic snaps with prongs, you'll position the washer over each intersecting mark and mark the slits. You'll use a seam ripper to cut the slits. Then take one female half of the magnetic snap and poke the prongs through the slits from the right side to the wrong side. Then on the wrong side, you'll add a washer over the prongs and bend the prongs away from the center. Bending the prongs away from the center will help distribute some of the bulk of the hardware. If you're using sew-in magnetic snaps, you'll position each half of the snap against the wrong side and top stitch close to each magnet with a zipper foot to hold in place. You'll want to make sure that the attracting sides are face down when you position the snaps over the intersecting marks. For a more detailed step-by-step tutorial on installing invisible snaps and prong magnetic snaps, you can search for those videos on our YouTube channel. I've attached a narrow foot to my Baby Lock Accomplish, which will help me stitch nice and close around each magnetic snap. However, you could also use a zipper foot to help stitch close and keep an even seam allowance. Also, make sure to backstitch to keep the magnetic snaps secure. Next, take your piece A and mark the right side center. Measure in according to the pattern from the right side and mark a vertical line, just like before. Then, also just like before, you'll measure away from each side of the center and mark along the vertical line. The intersecting marks will be the placement for the other half of the magnetic snaps. If you decided to use the prong magnetic snaps, make sure that the male half of the snap is against the right side and the prongs in the washer will poke through and be against the wrong side. If you're using invisible magnetic snaps, I would position piece B face up with the snaps on the right and double check that the attracting sides will match and you have the attracting side face down, so the attracting side will be against the wrong side of your piece A. Then you'll top stitch the invisible magnetic snaps just like before. Before moving on, position piece A over piece B with the right sides up and fold the right hand side to match up your snaps to double check that they work. If not, now's the time to get out the seam ripper and fix the snaps so that way the attracting sides are facing each other. Next, you're going to measure in according to the pattern from the right hand side of piece A and mark a vertical line. Take piece C and apply some basting spray or basting tape to the wrong side. If you use invisible snaps like me, piece C might not completely cover the plastic, so you can simply just fold your fabric and carefully trim away the plastic close to the stitching. About 1/8 of an inch of plastic should be from the stitching to the cut edge. Just be careful that you don't cut through your fabric. And you're going to center piece C wrong sides together, covering the magnetic snap with that right hand side aligned with the vertical line that you just marked, and press down to adhere the basting spray or the tape. Just make sure that you have enough room for an 1/8 inch seam allowance on all 4 sides and you won't hit the snaps with your needle. Then you'll take this over to the machine and top stitch an 1/8 inch from all 4 sides of piece C. Awesome job today. I hope we conquered any fears you had about installing hardware. And I also hope that you'll join me tomorrow where I'll show you the final part of the Leanne tutorial where we'll assemble the project. I look forward to stitching with you tomorrow.